On September 22nd, 2024, the Summit of the Future will take place at the United Nations headquarters in New York City. The purpose of this summit is to reaffirm the UN Charter, to reinvigorate multilateralism, to boost implementation of existing commitments, to agree on solutions to new challenges, and to restore trust. These goals are memorialized in the summit's commitment document titled A Pact for the Future, a 29-page document with not fewer than 60 action items to be undertaken by member states. Of course, it starts with the usual nonsense of ending global hunger and food insecurity. Not that the goal is nonsense, but such is the UN's perpetual commitment to pointless acts toward that goal. The United Nations has been accused of trying to coalesce a one-world government since its creation in 1945. And many organizations have made the vilification of the United Nations and its one-world goal their reason for being. If this was in fact the goal, then the UN has not achieved it even a little bit. Historically, the most influential aspect of the United Nations is its medical branch, the WHO, World Health Organization, as evidenced by the WHO's undue influence over individual national responses to the spread of the SARS-CoV-2 virus in 2020. In short, the UN has been the most expensive, inept, and inconsequential bureaucracy in history. Except when UN soldiers have been caught committing the same atrocities against women, children, and civilians they were dispatched to prevent. But that has not stopped the UN from trying to foist its globalist aspirations upon member nations. In the Pact for the Future, let's skip to Action 59, Paragraph D, on page 28. Quote, "Deepen United Nations engagement with national parliaments in United Nations intergovernmental bodies and processes, in accordance with national legislation, including through building on the efforts of the United Nations and Interparliamentary Union to engage parliamentarians to maintain support for the implementation of relevant UN agreements and resolutions." End quote. That, my friends, is bureaucratic gobbledygook that translates to, the UN wants more direct influence over legislative processes in member nations. And by signing this agreement, member nations are acquiescing to that influence. The next time your congressperson supports some notion that sounds well-intentioned, but might just be a misdirection for more government and less individual liberty, read the Pact for the Future or the United Nations Agenda 2030 and see if your duly elected member of Congress is not acting as a shill for world government. Because if there's something to which most sentient people can agree, it's that more government is not the answer. I am Mark Jacobin, and you are up to date.